and welcome to another Zack Carnage battle report. So this time we're doing 1000 point battle report. We've got the hammer and anvil deployment, as you can see. So we've got the Necron phalanx over here facing off against the Tau cadre. So we're doing the Crusade mission, which means we've got 4 objectives. One is in this building, defended by a squad of 10 fire warriors. We've got 2 crisis suits there just in range to hit those, well, they're going to move and shoot their twin-link plasma rifles at those wraiths next turn. Here we've got 10 more fire warriors defending another objective, 1 hammerhead. Around the other side, here we have the Necrons, 4 wraiths with whip coils, annihilation barge with Tesla, 10 warriors led by a lord with a resurrection orb, 10 more warriors over there in the woods, led by an overlord with a resurrection orb and sempiternal weave. Then in reserves, 10 immortals led by a cryptek with veiled darkness. The FAQ says he can basically deep strike them in, so they're just going to do that. Then we've got 2 sets of 3 stealth suits. Each team is equipped with targeting arrays only. We've got the commander, who should not have any drones, and he is a Shazel and is equipped with a plasma rifle, missile pod, shield generator and hardwired multi-tracker. Then we have a devilfish with a multi-tracker, and 8 fire warriors are going to be inside of that, and they're all waiting in reserves. So we'll see what happens in the Tau first turn. Okay, the Tau have begun their first turn, and they've finished their first turn now, and they've inflicted a major blow to the Necron lines, really, because this hammerhead here is fast, so it moved up a bit, fired its railgun with a submission shot, which took out one of the wraiths, reduced the second one to 1 wound. Then these 2 crisis suits were a bit further ahead. They moved up a bit, fired their plasma rifles, taking out the second wraith and wounding a third one before they jumped back to stay out of any range from them. Then also these fire warriors here were actually just in range because they have 30-inch shots. I think 6 of them were in range to fire at this squad of Necron warriors in the woods. And they managed to inflict 2 wounds, one on the overlord which he saved, and another one on a standard guy who died and didn't get back up. But we'll see what happens in the Necron first turn. Okay, the Necrons have finished their first turn. Not done a lot, obviously, because these 2 units aren't in range, and if they move they're going to be away from the objectives. Oh, by the way, we found out what the objectives are. This one's a Skyfire Nexus, that one is a Skyfire Nexus, the one in there is a Skyfire Nexus, and this one is nothing. So, quite interesting, because there are no flyers in this game. But anyway, so the Annihilation Barge moved up a bit, fired its shots at the 2 crisis suits, inflicted a bunch of wounds which they all saved, and the Wraiths moved up. And that was it, because they couldn't do anything else. So we'll see what the Tau do in their second turn. Okay, so we finished the Tau turn 2, and a lot of stuff happened. First of all, the Devilfish with the Fire Warriors came on from over there, and moved flat out up to there. Hammerhead moved up, fired a shot at the Annihilation Barge, which completely missed. You'll notice that the Wraiths are now gone. They were shot down by some plasma shots here, some pulse rifle shots here, and from those as well. So they got wiped off the board, which means that the Tau get first blood. Then over here, the commander came down with the stealth suits that he was accompanying. And that also means that because of the special way that the stealth shrouded rules work, he's going to get a 4+ cover save anyway as well. And they all fired their shots over here, and because the Tau have target priority as their special thingy for the commander, they managed to wipe out quite a few of them, so there are only 5 warriors left and the Lord with a resurrection orb in there. Those ones are still fine because nothing happened to them. But we'll see what the Necrons do in their turn 2. Okay, so the Necron turn 2, quick look at the board, not a lot has changed as you can tell. Annihilation Barge moved back, fired off loads of shots at these guys, getting extra hits from Tesla, nothing, did nothing at all. Then all these warriors and the Lord with them, all fired. They got all the armor saves from the flare shots, and they got all of the stealth field cover saves from the Staff of Light shots, so they're fine. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So they're just surviving for ages, and nothing else happened. Apart from, well, the Cryptek came on, or tried to deep strike in here. As you can see, we got scattered ice. He scattered off the board, and then got delayed until next turn. So we'll see what the Tau do in their turn 3. Okay, so it's another pretty successful Tau turn. So over on this side of the board, you've got the commander with his 3 stealth suits. They fired off a bunch of shots, took down a couple of warriors who then got back up, and they backed off. Over here, the wreckage of the Annihilation Barge after it got blown up from a solid railgun shot over here. These battle suits not in range for anything, so just sort of moved around, trying to stay close enough to that each to defend them, but close enough to move up if they need to. Fire warriors in there, burst cannons and drones on that, and these stealth suits which have just come on, all of them fired at these guys over here, and I think they killed a couple of warriors. They just inflicted a couple of wounds on the Overlord. Yeah, and they killed a couple of warriors who actually now that leaves the Overlord out of unit coherency with the rest of the warriors. So they're not going to benefit from Resurrection Orb until he moves back up, which he will, of course. But we'll see what happens in the Necron turn 3. Okay, we have finally finished the Necron turn 3. Just a quick roundup of what happened. These guys over here, they moved around a bit and then fired all of their weapons at the squad, taking out 2 of the stealth suits. Then over here, all of the warriors and the Overlord fired at that Devilfish and did nothing to it, not even a glance. Over here, the Cryptek finally struck down with Deep Strike with all of his 10 Immortals. They're all wielding Gorse, even though it doesn't look like it. They fired on the Fire Warriors and only 2 are left now, which means that they're contesting that objective. If they finish them off, they'll get that one. So pretty interesting, and we'll see what the Tau do in their turn 4. Okay, we've got all sorts of risky techniques coming out for the Tau this turn. So what happened? As you can see, Hammerhead moved up, Devilfish moved up, Battlessuits moved up. Okay, so they fired on the warriors, killed a couple of them. These guys fired on the warriors again, so they're now actually down to 2 warriors and the Lord. Over here, the stealth suits and the Hammerhead and that Devilfish, they all fired on the warriors, killing 5 of them, who all stood back up. Yeah, and actually that included a couple of shots from those pulse rifles. These 2 fire warriors here left in the building fired on the Immortals, killed 1 who got back up again. Hence the name of Immortal. So we'll see what the Tau managed to pull out in their turn... No, sorry, what the Necrons pull out in their turn 4. Okay, so a pretty simple Necron turn 4. The Immortals wiped out the last of the Fire Warriors, they got that objective. These warriors in here fired at the Crisis Commander, did nothing. Oh no, sorry, they took out the stealth suit, that's why he's on his own. So it's just him now. And over there, all the warriors and the Overlord fired on that Devilfish and did nothing to it. No, did nothing worth doing. They shook it, and that was it. So that's pretty much everything that the Necrons have done, and we'll see what the Tau do in their turn 5. Okay, at the end of the Tau turn 5, they have been unable to stop the Necrons. All that they've managed to do is contest objectives. For example, over here, the Necrons clearly have this one. That one, which in my Tyrannid one. Over here, they've only managed to move up. They're actually just contesting it by this commander here. That's the one for Wargaming Warriors in there. Because they fired on them and didn't manage to wipe them out. Over here, same thing. Fired on them, didn't manage to get rid of... I think they managed to take up one warrior. And the Overlord died and came back. So, using the drones from the Devilfish and the stealth suits, they're acting to deny that objective. But we'll see if they manage to survive long enough to do that in the following Necron turn 5. Okay, we finished the game, actually, on Necron turn 5. So these guys managed to do nothing to the commander, and those warriors in there took out 2 stealth suits. So to round up, if we look at the victory points, the Tau get Linebreaker for the commander in here. Necrons get Linebreaker for their commander in here. Then obviously the Tau got First Blood. Because the Overlord came back with saying that they didn't get Slay the Warlord because he came back. But so anyway, if we count the objectives that are scored, that one's not held by anyone. The one in Forest is contested. The one in this building here is held by the Tau, and in this building it's held by the Necrons. So the Necrons get 4 victory points in total, 1 for line break, 3 for the objective. Tau get 3, 4, and 5 actually. 5 victory points for First Blood, line breaker, and controlling that objective. So it's an interesting game. Gonna actually be reusing both of these armies for the next one when we do Purge the Alien, so hopefully that should be a good battle report. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for the latest battle reports.